Hello and welcome to HKB. I'm your host Leon, and today we're going to be having a little look at all the releases coming out in the UK during the month of May. As it's quite a lot this time, there'll probably be less video clips, if any at all, but what I wanted to do was go through all the amazing releases, let you guys know what's coming out, when, and then hopefully we can get a little discussion down, see who fancies what, and see if we're on the same page. If this video does well enough and there's a need for it, then we will cover releases from US, Germany, Australia too, because they also have some good Asian film releases on Blu-ray format and 4K. So anyway, let's see how it goes. First up, on the 6th of May, we have, at long last, a release of The Crow, and this time around we're getting it in 4K Steelbook, which is a limited edition, and we're also getting a Savvy limited edition Steelbook of The Crow, as well as a regular Blu-ray release. This is being released by Paramount Pictures, and hopefully this will be the release we've been waiting for. Everybody loves this one. This was the classic that Brandon was filming when he died, and I believe would have catapulted him onto superstardom, but unfortunately we never got to see that. So keep an eye open for that release. Hopefully it will be good and there will be extras. I'm not too sure about the details on it yet, but hopefully there will be some. Hopping over to the 13th of May, now there's a title that a lot of people will be very excited about, especially all you martial art fans. I'm quite excited. It's The Last Kumite, which is getting a 4K release and a standard Blu-ray release and also a DVD release. Now this film, this is going to be a bit of a love letter to those 80s and 90s martial art films. We've got a really good cast in this. You've got Cynthia Rothrock herself, the Blonde Fury, Billy Blanks, Kurt McKinney from No Retreat, No Surrender. Amazing to have him in this. Matthias Hughes, who we all love, No Retreat, No Surrender 2 and Dark Angel, so many great films. And Michael Quizzy as well, who was Tong Po from Kickboxer. So having all those guys in a modern day sort of Bloodsport format film, oh, this is exciting. What do you guys think? On the 13th of May, we have Kill Bill and Kill Bill Volume 2 being re-released, and it looks like it's carrying a really good price on Blu-ray at $7.99 up on Amazon. So if you don't have a copy of Kill Bill and you fancy revisiting it, it's been a while, well, that might be a really good choice, because Kill Bill is classic. Yuen Woo-ping choreography, Quentin Tarantino directing. What more could you ask for? Also on the 13th of May, from Anime Limited, we have a standard edition on Blu-ray of Flowers of Evil. Now this is the whole season 1, so if this one's of any interest to you, check it out. It looks quite interesting. I've not really followed this genre as much, but there's so much good anime out there now, and perhaps one of you guys that knows a little bit about this could drop me a note and let me know. Is Flowers of Evil one show I should be looking at, or is it not? Then on the 20th of May, from 88FILMS, we're getting The Fearless Hyena 2. So to me, I put this down as Jackie-ploitation. Jackie Chan was filming it, but as he moved over to Golden Harvest and became a leading man and his own director, he abandoned this project. So they kind of pieced it together with parts from Fearless Hyena. I mean, even from what I remember, lifting the whole end fight and editing somebody else into it. It's a little bit crazy, it has some good scenes in there. It is a little bit of fun, but weigh up what you want from your movies before jumping in on this one. It may leave a lot of people disappointed, but some people may love it for the oddity that it is. On the 20th May, we also have from Third Windows Film, Luminous Woman, which is one of the director's company films. They've all been really good so far that Shaz and I have watched. We've really enjoyed them. We currently have Typhoon Club on the way, as that is one we haven't seen. Luminous Woman, I don't really know much about. It's directed by Shinobi and stars Mikuru Akiyoshi and Kenji Muto. So I'd like to know a little bit more about this. I've watched the trailer and I think it looks pretty good. Can any of you guys tell me a little bit about it? I imagine we'll probably take the plunge and possibly buy this one too, as I can see us doing the whole of the Directors Company films. Also on the 20th May, and you're gonna know we're going to be massive advocates of this one, it's The Goldfinger from Cineasia, starring Tony Leung, Andy Lau, Charlene Choi, Simon Yam. We covered this. We went to see an exclusive screening of it in London for the press, and we were blown away, and we've been waiting ever since to revisit it. So when we get our hands on this Blu-ray, we will be doing a revisit and a review of the Blu-ray. That's out on the 20th of May, and I highly recommend jumping on that one. To our minds, that's a bit of a masterpiece. Also from 88FILMS, on the 20th of May, we've got a standard release of Long Arm of the Law Parts 1 and 2. Now, we've got 4 cuts, 2 for each movie, and these films are absolutely cracking. Directed by Michael and Johnny Mack, and you've got some great classic Hong Kong stars in there. You've got Elvis Choi, Alex Mann, and yeah, the proper classic Hong Kong crime films, but a little bit of a cut above other films of that time period. So if you skip these, if they didn't appeal to you, maybe do a little research, because these, in our opinion, are really top draw Hong Kong movies. On the 27th of May, we've got a release from 88FILMS that I know a lot of people can be very, very excited about. It previously had a Blu-ray release from Cineasia quite some time ago, but now it's being given the 4K treatment by 88. It is Fist of Legend in 4K, and there should also be a Blu-ray of that as well. What can we say that hasn't been said about Fist of Legend? It's a retelling of Fist of Fury with Jet Li, and we have a great fight between him and Yosaki Kurata in that, as well as the legendary villain Billy Chow. I really like this film. I think it's one of Jet's absolute finest films. So if you haven't seen this one, if you're thinking, I don't want to see a remake of Fist of Fury, I would, pause, reconsider, because this film is a classic in its own right. And you also have one of our favourites in there, Chin Soo Ho, is absolutely fantastic in this film. On the 27th of May, we also have from Radiance Films the Shinobi Blu-ray box set. Now that's a limited edition too, limited to 3,000 copies. I know very little about these films. All I do know is that Radiance puts out absolutely cracking titles, fantastic editions, really good extras, really polished releases. Now I know there are some people within the ACC even that are very excited about this Shinobi box set, and the fact that that excitement is there from my colleagues in the ACC really gets me excited too. So I might be having a little look at this Shinobi box set, I feel. What about you guys? You're going to take the plunge on this one? We also have on the 27th of May from our good friends at Eureka Entertainment, Prison Walls, Ashibari Prison 1 to 3 on Blu-ray. Now these films were directed by Taro Ishii, who's well known for his edgy Japanese cinema, and we have quite a lot of good stars in there. You've got Toru Abe, Kanjuro Arashi, Ken Takakura is in there, and yeah, those 3 movies should be a very good collection to anybody's Japanese film collection. We might not be covering that one on our channel, but I do think it will be a worthy purchase. Also from Eureka on the 27th of May, we've got another very, very exciting title. It's a King Hugh film, which I believe this film was released in Hong Kong from the Hong Kong Film Archive, but Eureka are giving it an absolutely lovely 4K treatment, and that scan will also be put out on a Blu-ray by Eureka. and it is The Valiant Ones. As we said, King Hu directed this one and wrote it as well. And you've got Su Feng in this, who a lot of people at this stage might know from To Kill with Intrigue, but she's also in lots of King Hu films. You got Roy Chow, Sammo Hung. You know, this is a great cast in this film. It's an absolute classic of Taiwanese cinema. Highly recommend checking out The Valiant Ones. And Eureka also didn't stop there. They also have one of our favourites on the channel coming out, and we also will be reviewing this one. In fact, the review's in the bag already, so just wait for it to be released. It is A Queen's Ransom from 1976. This film, we've got a bit of a checkered history with it. When we first saw it, we didn't like it too much, but then on a repeat viewing during the Queen's Jubilee, we absolutely loved it. Tune in to find out what we think on our review of this release of it. All I can say is it's a really good release. It's classic 70s Hong Kong cinema. You've got Jimmy Wang Yu in there. You've got former Bond George Lazenby. You've got Lady Whirlwind herself, Angela Mao. And you've got the Queen in there. I mean, really, can you get anybody else in there? Also on the 27th of May, from Studio Canal, we're getting The Train to Busan on 4K and Blu-ray. This South Korean zombie film is an absolute blast. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Don Lee is in this and he's absolutely fantastic, as are the rest of the cast. If you like a sort of different take on a zombie movie, different approach to it, this might be the one for you. It's really done really well, really edge of your seat. Really pleased that they're releasing that one. And we also have the sequel, Train to Busan Presents Peninsula, also on 4K and Blu-ray on the same day, the 27th of May. Now, I saw the second one. I wasn't quite as taken with it, but I know a lot of people are. And if you complete this and you'd like them both, well, here's your opportunity. They both come out on the same day. Also on the 27th of May, going back to our friends at 88FILMS, we have a Stephen Chow film, CJ7. Now this one, I believe, has been a little bit underrated in the past. I think it got a little bit dismissed after all the hype with Shaolin Soccer and Kung Fu Hustle. People expected more of the same, but this was a completely different film. Think more along the lines of E.T. or maybe Mac and Me. Something like that. You got a little friendly alien in it that makes friends with Stephen Chow's son within the movie. I thought this was a really good film. I'm not sure it's going to be for everybody, but you know, let us know what you think. This may be one that you enjoy, or it might not. Wrapping up the month of May, on the 27th of May, from Severin Films, we're going to get the UK release of Enter the Clones of Bruce on Blu-ray. Now that is actually quite a good price on that one. It's showing up at $12.99 at the moment, and we know that Frank Jang and Michael Worth had an awful lot to do with this release, and it's supposed to be absolutely exceptional. I'd say if you just want to see the documentary, then probably snap this up, but if you want all the films, you will have to import this one from stateside. And also, if you are going to do that, bear in mind that that box set does come with the Enter the Clones of Bruce Lee documentary with it. So if you're going to opt for that, probably I would say skip this Blu-ray. But if you're not actually interested in the films and just want the documentary, then this will be an ideal purchase for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you could spare a second, I'd really appreciate a little like there. Just, you know, get us seen on YouTube and help motivate us to carry on with this channel. If you watched all the way to the end, or just watched a piece even, thank you very much. We appreciate each and every one of you. And hopefully we'll see you guys on the next one.